sensation. Okay, so we're recording, and if you just want to start by making yourself comfortable, just think about what comfort looks like for you today. Think about the ambient temperature of where you are, and if you might need a blanket, or if there's room, if you've got a blanket to throw it off. If you need to turn any phones down or tell anyone in the property that you're going to be doing this for the next 20 to 25 minutes, then do so. And then just close down your eyes when you feel comfortable and ready to do so. Just meeting yourself in that space, just revisiting your comfort. So just really think about, in this moment in time, what does comfort look like for you? You might need to rearrange yourself with your eyes closed, or you might become aware of a sensation or a pain within the body, or a thought, a narrative that's just pulling you away. And if that does occur, just find a point of focus. So it might be a point that you've used before, or it might be a new point. It can be a point within the body, or maybe it's just the darkness behind the eyelids. We call this point an anchor. So just, it could be my voice. Whenever you become aware that you've been distracted, just bring your attention back to this anchor. And there's no right or wrong, so this can happen 100 times during a formal practice, or just a few times. And then just become aware just of the sound of the room that you're practicing in. So just become aware of those sounds that are occurring. So there might be the ticking of a clock, maybe you can hear an animal breathing, or the surface around you settling, some creaking. Maybe you can hear your neighbour. And then just see if you can hear beyond the room that you're inhabiting. So just take your sense of hearing, your field of awareness, just out maybe into the street. Maybe you can hear the traffic. And you don't need to identify those noises or put a name to them. And just bringing your attention away from those hearing sensations, just back into the room. And just bringing your attention close to the body. Maybe picturing the clothes that you have on, the colours of the clothes. Maybe feeling the sensation where the air is touching the exposed skin. So maybe the hands, the face, the ears, the back of the neck, and any other part that's just peeking through. And then just scanning through the body, just gently, just approaching yourself with that compassion. So the back of the head, the back of the neck, and the right shoulder, and the left shoulder. That space between the shoulder blades, coming down the spine, through the mid-back, the lower back, to the hips and the thighs, the knees, back of the knees, the calves, the shins, and the bottom of the feet. And the insteps of each foot, and the big toes, and the rest of the toes, the bottom of each one of those toes, flowing into the bottom, the ball of the feet. Just being aware of the ball of each foot. And just stay there for a minute. And just become aware of what's touching the ball of each foot. So you might be able to feel your sock or the floor, the surface that's holding the ball of each foot. And then see if you can feel each foot just stood among the grass of a huge meadow. And you can just almost feel the grass that's yielding and bending to the weight of your body coming through your feet. And then the blades of grass around the foot. And then as you look up, you can see the rest of the meadow. So this might be a meadow with long, long grass. Or maybe the grass isn't so long. Could be a meadow you've seen or a field that you're actually familiar with. Or one that you're just envisioning, just supporting you and just with your mind's eye exploring the tapestry of the meadow. And you can begin to walk, just gently feeling as you lift your feet, the blades of grass that were beneath just gently begin to stand. And it's as if as you go to place your foot down again, a pathway opens up. And as you walk along the path, you can just look to the right or look to the left and just see some spring shoots coming through. Maybe the snowdrops are already fully formed and just hanging like bells from their stalks. Maybe if you look a little closer at the snowdrop, you can see some droplets of dew, maybe even a beetle. Just scouring across the leaves and then back into the undergrowth of the meadow. And almost like a camera lens, so you can zoom out and just see the expanse of the meadow. And just have a little look at what surrounds the meadow. So are there some mountains or some hills, maybe some trees. And again, you can use that camera and you can zoom up just like with the camera lens, just to bring what's off in the distance just more into focus. So in my meadow, I can see some horses at the end. And I can see that they've been running, and they just naturally have brought themselves to rest. But I can see their coats glistening, just some steam coming off them as the heat they've generated meets the cooler air of the meadow. And this is a place where I can just observe and just choose, make a conscious choice as to what to use that zoom lens for. So I can zoom back out from the horses and bring myself back to the whole picture, the whole meadow surrounding. And I can look at those shoots again, those shoots of daffodils that are to come, just maybe a couple of inches already. And they seem to have come up overnight. And then I can bring myself back to my body and my feet. Seeing the way the grass is surrounding each foot and the grass underneath yielding. And then just the grass fading away and being replaced by the floor in the room that my feet are actually inhabiting. Just being aware of the socks or the surface beneath the feet. And just again using that camera lens just to think about those surfaces that my whole body is connecting with. So the bottom of the feet and the heels, the ankles, the back of the calves, back of the knees, back of the thighs, the hips, lower back, mid back, shoulders, neck, the back of the head and the very top of the head, becoming aware of the whole body in the room in the position that it's always been in, just coming back to the body and hearing the sounds within the room. So hearing the sounds of maybe someone else in the property, and the sofa that I'm sat on, or maybe an animal breathing gently, rhythmically. And then just seeing myself in my mind's eye, inhabiting the entire space that I'm in, within the room, within the street, and bringing some movement into the body, just to bring it back down, to really come back into the body. So maybe bringing some movement into the shoulders very, very gently. Being kind to myself, the hands just gently moving. And then maybe one hand touching another, and then mirroring that movement maybe in my toes and my feet, and maybe gently turning my neck from left to right or right to left, just very, very gently, not big movements, and bringing my eyes to an open with that downward gaze that we talk of. And then just letting the colours in, and just coming back in our own time.